Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon to doctor. Today I will present my ICE assignments. So first of all, we will import the data from Excel. So we will click the external data and then the new data source from file Excel, and then we'll browse, and then we will take the database, open it, and then OK. And then we will do next, click the next, and then finish, and then we will click the save import steps, and then we will save import, and then we will be here the customer, and then we will repeat until same steps until the inventories. Browse, data see, open, and then OK. After that we will choose the inventory, and then next, finish, and then save import. Okay, we will change the names, inventory, okay, inventory, and then we will save, and then here we'll get the inventory. So next, sales, same also, database, open, OK, and then click the sales, next, finish, and then we'll save the import steps, same also, and then we will change the title here as a sales. So save import, and then here we will get the sales, and then the last one is the sales inventories, same steps. So you will database, OK, and then we'll click the sales inventory, next, finish, and then same, and then change the title. Inventory, and then save the import. So here we can see the sales inventories. So next I will do the relationship. To do the relationship, we go to the database, relationship, and then we will first import the customer tables, second the inventory, and then the sales, and then the sales inventories. Okay, so we will do the relationship with the same item. So we will start from as we can see here, customer ID. So we will connect the customer ID with this. So we'll create the link, and then the same invoice. So from this to this, and create, and finally the item ID to this. Okay, and then create. So this is the relationship that we can see between the table. Okay, next we will do the question. So as we can see in the A, for which item are at least 100 unit in quantity on hand. So for that we will go to create, and then go to the query designs, and then we will take the inventory tables, and then add the selected tables, and then for this we will use item ID. We will do item ID, and then descriptions, and then the last one is quantity on hand. And then after that, in the criteria sections, we will type more than or equal to hundreds, and then after that we will click run. So as we can see here, the item more than hundreds, we can see for blender until the popcorn popper. Okay, and after that we will save this query one as a questions. Okay, next we will do the question B. For what are item numbers, price and quantity of each item sold on the invoice numbers 103. So for that, same also, we go to create query designs, and then for this question we will use the table sales inventory, and then add the sales inventory. So we will use the item ID, and then we will use the sales price, and then quantity, and then the invoice. And then at the criteria section, the invoice, we will type 103 to know that. So after that, we will run, and then as we can see here, the invoice number for the 103 is one item from 1010 and until 1025. This is the sales price and the quantities. And then after that, we will save as a B questions, and then click OK. So next questions, we will do the C. Which customer make purchase from Martinez? Provide the customer name and salesperson. Show the name only once if they purchase from the Martinez time. For this also same, we'll go to the creates, and then go to the query designs, and then we will import the customer table, and then second one is sales tables, and then add the table, and then they want the customer names and salesperson. So we will use the customer name and then the salesperson. So after that, in the criteria section, we will put the Martinez name, Martinez. And then after that, we will use total, and then after that, we will run. So as we can see here, this is the customer that make a purchase from Martinez, from the Aroca until the Zayli, and then this file will save as a C questions. We rename the file, we can total up, click the totals, and we will get the 12 customer that make a purchase from Martinez. Okay, next question is D. List invoice, sale day, sale person, customer name and amount for the invoice who more than 1,500, and sort the amount from the largest to smallest. For that also same, we go to create, and then we go to the query designs, and then we will import customer tables, and then the sales tables, and then after that, we will use the invoice, sales dates, salesperson, customer name, and then the amount of for the invoice. Okay, and then after that, in the criteria section, we will click more than 500, 1,500, and then in the short one, we will do the descending, that means from the large and to smalls, and then after that, we will click run. So as we can see here, from the large to the small, we can see that the name customer Martis from the Wilson from the Wilson do that invoice, the invoice from 138 until 101, and then we will save this file as a D questions, and then click OK. Okay, next we will see the E questions. List the invoice item ID, description, sales price, list price, quantity, and compute the extension for all the items. So where the sales price is different than the list price, sort by the item ID, description, order. Okay, for that we will go to create, same, go to the query design, create, and then we will take the table sales inventory, and then the inventory, and then we will use the invoice item ID, descriptions, and then sales price, and then sales price, after that list price, and then after that quantity, the last one. And then they said item ID is dispensing order. So for the item ID, go to the shorts and then descending that, and then for the sales price multiplied with the quantity, we will use formula. So we click here and then click here, we go to build, go to the ICE assignment tables, and then go to the sale inventory, which is sale price multiply with sales inventory quantity, and then we will put bracket here, and then the in front here, then we will click OK, and then after that we will rename this formula to extensions, and then after that in the sales price, in the criteria section, we will put this, which is list price. Price. So after that we'll insert, then we take run. So as we can see here, this is the list invoice, item ID, description, sales price until the extension for the sales price multiplied with the quantity. So from 144 until 144 also. So this is the quantity, the sales price, list price, and then extensions. And then we will be rename it to questions, and then click OK. And then for the next questions, F, compute the profit margin for each item sold. Calculate the profit margin as for sales price dollar STD cost divide by the sales price. List the invoice, item price, and compute the profit margin. Short the buy descending order. So for that, same also, we go to the create and then create the query design, the new one, and then we will use first the inventory tables, at the table, and then after that we will use the sales inventory, and then after that the sales tables, and then as the day one, we will use the list invoice, and then after that we will use the sales dates, and then after that we will use item ID, and then after that we will use the sales price, and then finally the quantity. Okay, after that we will use the formula. So for that formula, we will click here and then view, and then go to the ICE assignment, go to the tables, and then the formula that we will use is the sales price minus with the STD cost. For that, sales inventories, sales price minus the inventory STD cost. We will do the bracket for that, here the bracket, and then after the bracket we will divide by the sales inventory sales price, and then after that click the OK, and then in the here we will exchange to profit margin, and then after that in here the shorts we will use the distancing, and then after that we will click run. So as we can see here, this is the profit margin. So as we can see here, the invoice from 139 until the down 144, that the profit margin for each. And then we will name this file as a F question, and click OK. As we can see here is the point, so we can change into the percent. Usually the profit margin in the percentage. So we go to the view, and then in the criteria we click here, and then you go to property, and then go to the format, and then we change to the percent and enter, and then after that close it, and then we run. and then as we can see here is in the percentage. Okay, the next question, G. For the G, compute the profit for each line of the invoice. Calculate the profit as the formula giving quantity. List the invoice date, sales price, quantity, compute the profit. Sort by invoice in ascending and the profit in descending order. For that also create the new query, and then for that we will import the same table. First one is inventory, and then the second one is the sales inventory, and then the last one is sales. So from that we will do invoice, and then after that the sales date, and then the sales date, item ID, sales price, and then the last one is quantity. And then after that we will use the formula. Same also, we click here, and then we click here, build, and then go to the ICE assignment tables, and then for the formula we will use sales inventories, sales price, the sales inventory sales price minus with the inventory STD cost. We will put the bracket here, and then multiply with the quantity, and then for the quantity go to the sales inventory quantity, and then we will click OK, and then we will name of these to profit. And then after that, that's it for the invoice is ascending, so we will click here. For the invoice is ascending, and then for the profit is descending order. For the profit is descending order, and then after that we will click run. So as we can see here, this is the invoice, and then the profit for the each invoice, as we can see from the 101 until 144, the profit. And then after that we will save the file as a G questions, and then click OK. For the next questions, we will see how many sales transactions we make in the October. Name your output column number of sales. For that same also we will create the new query design, and then from that we will import the sales tables, and then for that we will use the sales dates, and then for the next column we will use the formula. So we will click the build, and then click the ICE assignment tables, and then we go to the sales, and then we choose the sales dates, and then we will put brackets here because we want in the month, so we will put the bracket, and in front of the bracket we will put the months. After that we will click OK, and then after that for the criteria we will put here is 10 because we will use the October one, and then here we will use the number underscore of underscore sales, the number of sales, and then the dots. Okay, after that we will put this, and then we will put total also by the group, and then after that we will go to run. As we can see here in the October, this is the transaction that happens in the October. So as we can see, 1 2 3 4 5 transactions that happen in October, and then we go to here and then save the files as a H questions. Okay, the next questions we will do I. How many customers live in Arizona? List the state and count of the customer. So same also, we go to the create, and then we go to the design, and then we go to the tables, click the customer, and then at the tables we will use the customer name, and then the state they live. And then for that in the state, we will put in the criteria section is Arizona. So the symbol is AZ. And then after that we will total up, and then in here we will put count as a symbolic, and then after that we will run. So as we can see here, there are 3 customers that live in Arizona. Okay, and then we will save this question as a I questions. For the next question, for the J, how many customer live in the each stage? List the state and customer and the count of the customers. Sort the list alphabet by the state. For that also same, go to create and then a new query, and then go to the tables, import the tables, and then from here they want the no state, so we will use the state one. And then after that, for the customer we will use some formula. For that we will go to view, and then go to the ICE assignment, go to table, and then we will use the customer state. For the customer state, we will put bracket here, and then the in front one, and then before the bracket we will put count, to count by the state. And then after that we'll click OK, and then for this one we will put the title as the count of customer. And then after that we will put total here. Oh, sorry about that. We will put here, and then customer, and then like that. And then for the short we will put descending, and then by here we will put total, and then for this group we'll put expressions, and then after that we will go to run it. And then after we run, as we can see here, this is the customer that live for each state. As we can see here, from 3 until the 1, from the AZ until the MO. Okay, after that we will go to the query, save that as a J questions, and then we will click OK. Next questions. Okay, how much did each salesperson sell based on the sales amount? List the salesperson and total amount. Sort from the largest total amount to smallest. So for that, we go to create. Same, we'll create the new design, and then we go to tables. We'll take the sales, and then we add the tables. So we will use the salesperson, and then after that we will use the amount. And then they want from the largest to smallest, so we will use these screen things. And then after that we will total up. For the total up we will use sum because they want a total. And then after that we will click here. So as we can see here, this is how much this is salesperson sales based on this amount. So as we can see, the Martinez, Mohammed, Dizon, and Wilson, and Jackson. So this is the amount of each person, salesperson. So we will name this file as a K questions, and then click OK. Okay, for the next questions, we will see the last one. How many units of each item was sold? List item description and total sold. Sort of the total sold in ascending order. For that, for the last one is also same. Create the new query designs, and then we will use the table of inventory, and then the sales inventory. And then from this we will use, like they said, item ID, description, and then the last one is total quantity for the sales. And then for that, they want the ascending order, so we click here shorts, ascending order, and then we will go total up. So we will go to run. So as we can see here, this is the total units of the item was sold from Blender, item ID 1010 until 1065 vacuum, which is 6 quantities. So this is the item that was sold. So we'll name this file as a L questions, and then click OK. That's it from me. Thank you, Doctor.